Welcome back, everybody, to Curse on Dice, session 36. Now, as you can see, we're missing a player because he did not start his computer an hour ago, and his takes forever to start up. Get that, Brandon? It's now on the internet, so it has to be true. So, when we last left off,
I don't know.
There was a horde of toys attacking the party unsuccessfully. A random magic potion showed up and enlarged a bunny friend of Dovin's to a massive size, and he also began stomping on all the other stuffed animals to no avail. After a while, they all just kind of fell limp, and that was it for the combat part of that. Combat part. Also, we discovered that Stoney's niece is working on a certain new type of magic or magical artifact in which she's using some kind of enchanted ring to control mannequins like a puppeteer, which is fun. But when we last left off, you guys were just leaving this seamstress shop, dressmaker shop, if you will, something of that line, to go to the foundry or the forge in the center of Gildern. So, is there any last minute thing you guys do before you leave this store?
I think we'd already left because we were also like trying to figure out the story behind my niece's new apparently girlfriend.
Yep.
All right, she was dodging it.
Wasn't
She has roughly 25 minutes before Gail forgets that she asked a little while ago and asks again.
is Gale still up there with Krevin? Weren't they flying around shooting things?
No, that
No,
was
that just Krevin and Stoney, wasn't it?
Trevin and Stoney.
Yeah, never
We're
mind.
down by now.
I don't have a flying character anymore. That one died horribly.
Wait,
Yeah,
did
Dope King is
Millie
bunny.
flew?
So
I don't remember Millie flying. I remember her.
She was a
Falling.
were raven.
Oh, that's right. You're right. You absolutely was. Oh my god,
Good job, Zach.
guys! I run on like 3 hours of sleep every night now.
You get used to it after. How old am I?
What are we talking about? Anyway,
20
Who are you
years.
people?
20 years, give or take 5. You'll have it down. You'll have it down.
yeah. So yeah, you guys are marching along. Emmy is dodging a lot of questions, and eventually she says, "You know, Uncle Stoney, a certain human necromancer friend of yours, I believe her name is Ms. Stein, came through here not that long ago, and she was asking about you. Remember her?"
As
Oh,
you
yeah, I'm pretty
say
sure
that, Gail
she thought I was dead.
almost levitates behind him. Ms.
I-
Stein?
I seem to remember hearing about
Ms.?
a certain uncle of mine's cheeks going red when she came around.
Why is it still a Ms. Stoney? You gotta get on that. I need to go
Well, I'm
gargle some
fairly certain
gravel or
she
something.
thought I was
This is
dead.
too smooth today.
Emmy looks at you, Gail, and she says, "I can tell you all about this Ms." looking directly at Stoney Stein. You see, she's a necromancer of sorts. She has learned how to animate dead without using magic, even, which is pretty neat, making her flesh golems pretty unique and having their own autonomy. And I remember my uncle thought it was really neat and wanted to learn all about it.
Yeah, it's really cool. Do you not think it's really cool?
Yeah.
So you can tell me that story, but this one, and I point at those two. That's not on the table. I'm on no one's side.
And then Emmy's gonna whisper to you, Gail, and say, "You know, Uncle Stoney says he was there for the science, but I don't remember him taking notes."
I just give her a little bit of a fist bump. So you gotta stop.
She was making some creepy things, but she moved on when right after the star did the thing. She headed north through the mountains somewhere. Oh look, we're at the forge. No more questions.
You know, I have a really long time to get this answer.
Don't you travel with Uncle Stone? You could ask him all about it later. Remember, her name is Frances N. Stein.
Gale briefly considers the command spell and then decides that'd be very rude.
Sorry. Dr. Frances N. Stein.
Ooh, a doctor, eh? Moving up in the world, Stony.
What are you talking about?
I mean, she did come before Millie.
In fairness, most people I've met in my life have come before Millie did.
I'm not gonna lie, your two girlfriends seem to have an interesting juxtaposition between them. One's dead, one raises the dead.
Neither of them are or were my girlfriend.
I mean, she's gonna pile on. One of them could raise your other girlfriend. I'm just saying.
With that -1 to my insight, my 2 to a 1, I don't believe you.
Gale ships it. Damn it.
Gail has her thruple of choice.
She's found the hill she'll die on.
So she's looking around. She says, "What were we here to make again?" Because the DM doesn't remember.
You're here to make a letter
Or flamethrower.
detailing the story of how you two got together.
Another time, Gale. Another time. That's a long story. It goes back weeks.
Most of which I'm sure were just hiding in a building.
Well, no, that was pretty recent. That was like this week. Thanks again for that, Uncle Stony.
I don't know what you expect me to say for this. I don't know the Dragonvale royal family, nor do I know that. Nor did I expect a small child to be a demon.
I mean, I don't think the child is the demon. I think the puppet was the demon, and the child was a puppet.
Are you saying I should stab more children?
That is not what we're saying. We're saying you should stab this specific child more.
I was already planning on that.
Good, then we're on the same page.
So, Amy's gonna ask you, what supplies do you need, Uncle Stony?
Well, I'm going to need a fuel pipe, preferably one that is flexible.
She looks around. Yeah, I don't think we have any flexible pipes. That'd be interesting technology to have, though. We should work on that.
Later.
She's already drawing up schematics. Remember, she is an engineer.
Mm-hmm. All right, so then we're going to need just some sort of metal tube that we can connect to a fuel source and out.
We'll need a bouquet of roses for when Stoney meets Miss Stein again.
She's writing down a shopping list. She hands you a paper that says where you can find a florist.
I thought everybody here was dead.
Well, she says, you would think that, but she walks over to one of the forge billows where there's 2 cords, pulls one of them, and the whole forge begins to spiral up, and there's a whole staircase that spirals down beneath it.
You know, I feel like we shouldn't have opened that.
I feel like you're right, and then pulls it. I was just making a point, and then it slowly closes.
All I saw was a staircase.
They're down there. They're down there. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We saved some of them. Don't worry, Uncle Stony. Ms. Stein left before all this atrocity.
That's unfortunate. I was hoping she was down there.
She can't be too far north. I know she was going to go explore some ruins up there that someone recently found.
Who was someone that recently found those?
How
What's
far? Weren't we going north already?
We were, yeah.
And wouldn't ruins kind of, like
That correspond to what we're looking for,
fit with
yeah.
the description? Yeah.
Once again, Emmy's going to look at you, Gale, and say, did Uncle Stony pick which way to go?
He did. And I look at Stony.
It was unrelated.
So he says.
I don't believe you.
I was going off of the song and to the next closest area that would have a thing from the story in it.
I actually did help decide where we were going. We had a long discussion about whether we should start at the top or the bottom.
I'm just saying, who had more part of this discussion?
Not Doman.
Yeah, no. Dovin, little butt.
She looks at Dovin like
What else?
picking his nose or getting earwax out. She's like, "Yeah, that's probably a good idea."
Bunny's kind of stabbing Dovin in the neck a little.
No, the bunny's showing you the newest knife he found.
Yeah, Dovin's happy. He's getting his thrust pretty good. Dovin just lets him stab him in the neck.
You see, the bunny climbs down and starts walking over to Gale. Knife drawn.
Keep stabbing him.
Dovin observes. Let's see what happens next.
He draws the knife back and looks at you, Dovin, as he's very much geared up to stab the distracted Gale.
As he begins to, I'm going to use Turn Fey and Fiend. Since I already know it's a fiend in there.
That's a wisdom save, yeah?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, it does not matter. With the whopping 4 on the die.
Just make it walk right back to Dovin.
It sprints back to Dovin, drops the knife and everything. It's making a motion like it's crying, but it can't cry because it's still a stuffed bunny.
Stoney's just going to start gathering the components he needs for this flamethrower.
Okay. Yeah, Emmy will walk around with you.
I look at the bunny and Dovin, and I'm like, I mentioned I was taught partially by devils, didn't I?
Bunny,
I'll just keep walking with Stony to look for the shit.
Down to his bunny. We'll get her. We'll get her. One stab. That's all we need.
One chance, one opportunity.
So it begins the strangest game I've ever had in a D&D game.
Dovin has a vendetta against all of us now.
So Emmy's walking around. She's like, this oil is kind of thin. It might work pretty easily if we do that. But what kind of ignition source are you planning on using? How are you going to make the flames eject from this tube?
Forced induction?
We'll figure it out.
All right, to grab all the pieces and get all the things, and with Emmy's help, because she's an engineer, I was going to make you do it at disadvantage, but Emmy's here. So just go ahead, regular roll a tinker check to see if how well you managed to put this together.
This is using Tinker's Tools proficiency, is what you said? Okay.
What's that?
Which I believe is intelligence when you're doing Tinker's Tools.
Cool. So that is a 13.
Okay. You've never done this before, but you're fairly confident in what you've done here.
It's decent. It's like an oil spewer that Stoney's just going to use his gauntlet to set the stuff on fire with.
Emmy looks at you and just says, Uncle Stoney, I love you and all. But when you use that, make sure I'm at least 50 feet away before you start using that.
If we're in danger, I'm using it.
I think it looks...
Maybe let Dovin use it.
I can't see anything wrong with it.
Maybe let Dovin use it. He seems a bit more sturdy.
I think that's a worse idea.
Or Gale.
Dovin just gets a long grin.
The bunny is, if it had fingers, it would be doing this thing, but it doesn't have fingers, so it's just like,
So it's like,
yeah, with a weird big bunny smile.
Gail, do you have any clue how to work this? All right. So basically, you point it, and then you pull on this thing, and oil sprays out.
The bunny has its arm raised in the air.
No.
It starts nodding its head, yes.
I look at the size of the machine and the size of the bunny. You can pull the trigger.
The bunny agrees, climbs off Dovin, and runs up Gale's shoulder.
You know, the person that just scared it.
We can have him back after he's done his flaming duty.
Dovin's proud.
The bunny shows you. Hold on, I gotta roll a thing. Yeah, there's no way Gale's seeing that. Yeah, so the bunny shows you a dagger of yours that he picked up on the way up.
He will slow nod. He knows what to do. Mikhail, you might get stabbed by a bunny. Just
The bunny might die.
The bunny pats Gale on the head.
We have not seen Gale get in an actual fight yet. You have not seen her react to damage.
Just see the bunny explode with smite.
So now Gail has a flamethrower.
Just come at the front and light it.
Emmy is going to pull that second chain by the forge again and instruct Suna to go below the forge. She's like, that's why I pulled the chain the first time, and then you guys got me all confused and bamboozled. So, yeah. So Suna
Are you
goes,
sure you weren't trying to show off for your girlfriend?
she lives here too. She very much knows the entire city, but I did design in this. I'm just saying.
Good. Then you should know exactly why there was a bunch of evil fuckery in that direction.
No, that's more of the shit that you brought from the mountain.
I didn't bring anything. The only thing that we brought was metal, and that girl did not come from the mountain.
I would like to mention
That girl did come from the
I
mountain.
have not seen, personally, any mountains on this continent. I am not part of this.
She just points forward, like she points north, and she's like, they're right there.
Gale squints. Those look like clouds, man.
The big brown gray things. Hold on. My room has been invaded by an
More
adorable dog.
specifically, I have not been to any mountains since I came to this continent.
Fair enough. So it's not your fault. So you could go below the forge if you want, or you could help your friends not die.
If you're going below the forge, I'm going to need that back.
Why is that one crying? Why are you always crying? Looking at
What?
Krevin.
Krevin does that.
He does that.
He's probably thinking of how he brutalized this woman.
Krevin just starts crying more heavily. Why would you brutalize a woman, Krevin?
Well, there was a mind control bug inside of her, so we just started punching the places where the mind control bugs looked like it was.
That's not ever gonna work.
I mean, it apparently did.
Are you sure?
But then I did still have to cast a spell on her, so you know.
I feel like that's probably what did it better then.
He at least did a quarter of the job.
Sure.
Anyway, at Krevin, 25%.
Yeah, and then the lady vomited up the rest of the bugs, and then we all like, pa-chow.
I have no idea what that means.
We killed the ones that came out, except for 2. So don't pick up any worms.
Uh-huh. Why can't I pick up worms? As she like pulls out a cup of worms, like regular like earthworms. What's wrong with these? She shakes them.
Not those ones, weird worms.
She pokes one in the face. They're all weird. Anyway,
Weirder than that.
what's that back? Dovin, I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Aha!
Is the bunny pulling the trigger at Dovin?
Oh no. It's 11.
You either. So, both Dovin and Emmy suddenly move into a waltz position with each other and begin dancing around the forge.
Why does this keep happening?
What?
Yeah.
Oh no. Are there strings on them?
Well, you've seen them before. You know what to look for, and yeah, you can see the reflection of the strings. And as you see those, you hear the clatter of wooden feet across the cobblestones. As three human-sized, very anatomically functioning, with all the beds and crooks and mechanical pieces, come running at you. The only reason you know they're fully clothed, they're hooded, and the only reason you know that they're wooden is because of the flat wooden face. I mean, it could be a mask, but you have a feeling it's not. But we also need to roll initiative.
Whatcha?
Emmy, where are your mannequins?
Oh yeah, I gotta roll for Emmy too.
I need to actually open up my character sheet.
Wow.
That is a first ever. Does anyone have Krevin's character sheet? Probably not.
Nope.
He's got to work, though.
All right. Well, Brandon, you know what? If everyone dies, it's all your fault for not being here.
Boo, Brandon.
I'm just saying, like, he can't be surprised.
Didn't he say it'd take him a half hour?
Like an hour ago?
30, yeah.
I think he said he'd be a half hour late, and now it's an hour.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't making it.
Okay. So 20 to 25.
No.
Anyone?
Dirty 20.
Oh, you do go before them. Gale Force fuckery. 15 to 20.
16.
Nice.
Not bad.
Deck squad. Roll out.
I have a +1. It's not that great.
It works.
Tobin, what do you have?
That means we rolled almost the same number.
Dovin is a dirty 20.
Nice.
Why didn't you say that? Why didn't you say that earlier? Which one do you want to go first?
Gale or Dovin, pick.
Well, my dexterity's 13. What's yours, Gale?
18.
Okay, you can go first. You're a little quicker than Dovin.
Emmy is dead last.
Did she get a nat 1?
She got a 5.
Ooh.
So that's a 6 total.
Oh.
Ah.
She's as dexterous as Tony.
Family. It's like genetics are part of this or something.
Alright. She has 5 mannequins,
At least you know she's not a bastard.
which is more than she's actually supposed to have, but I established she had more than she's supposed to have anyway.
I wouldn't put it past Zach to make Emmy just like my character sheet minus spells.
That'd be funny. I kind of like that.
Essentially. She has kind of her own class that I'm working on with the special mannequin weapons. Well, puppet weapons. All right, well, Gale, you're first. You see these things. They have drawn out blades, small, long and slender, and it seems like
Aha!
some
Fencers
kind of,
on guard.
silvery liquid dripping off of the end of them.
Do I? With my whopping 9 for passive.
Good point. Roll perception. Everyone else sees it.
1.
So no, you don't have a clue.
Dirty 1 because I can roll dirty ones.
It's okay. You're a paladin. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I'll just.
By liquid metal, do you mean like melted metal, or do you mean mercury kind of metal?
I mean, it was a silvery looking liquid, so it may be mercury-esque.
All right, so I'll just walk up to the closest one and stab at it twice. That's a 16 and a 19.
One just barely hits, and the other one hits.
Cool. I'll
I was like, oh no, the 19 barely hits, and then he said the second part.
That scary you, Connor?
I'm gonna smite on both of those.
Okay.
They're not fiendish or undead, are they?
No, they are hunks of wood that are enchanted.
Just double checking. I need another D8. Give me a second.
This is where Yasha's sword would be very handy. I'm just saying.
Too bad none of us are Yasha.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right. So
It's fun watching.
one of the first times you see Gale kind of lose her lazy demeanor, and she doesn't walk forward. She actually sprints forward and goes straight for like what would normally be a lethal stab.
Mhm.
Pulls out and just stabs in the same place again, and you see a flash of light on both of them. Not a great roll for the first one. 16 and better. 19. So
16 and 19.
yeah.
That's 37. Or no, 35. Is your weapons magical in any way?
No.
Oh, okay. So that's
You may want to specify what part of it was radiant damage then.
About half on each. Because I get +6 to my damage.
damn it. We'll say that. Yeah, just next round, keep track of how much is radiant.
All right.
Specific numbers. It looks up at you with a painted wooden face, and its weird, straight across line mouth opens up into a toothy smile, all painted, not like an actual like teeth.
I don't know which is creepier.
Well, they didn't die quick, which is unfortunate.
Dovin, it's your turn.
Robin's dancing. Toto.
Yeah.
Stop.
So Dovin, you need to make a strength check to break out of these wires.
Oh, Dovin is very strong.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Not this time.
That's a 2. Rolled a 7 and got a 14. Oh, not a 14. I did math wrong. 11.
11? Oh. No, you don't break out. You try so hard. And you end up like hearing Emmy squeak as you're trying to move, as you pinch her a little bit, which probably is why you give out quickly instead of hurting her.
Dovin's just starts to kind of hum along with.
What's the bunny do on your turn, Dovin?
So I can't move at all.
No, but I'm giving you control of the bunny.
I will have the bunny go and help Gale kind of sit on her shoulder, jump and stab at things that it can.
Okay. So the bunny can take one stab at the same puppet. It's really far reach, so I'm going to say it actually throws one of its many knives. So
Yeah.
roll a d20, Dovin.
Also, I want Gale to know that the bunny crawled up, looked at Gale, nodded, and then threw its knife at one.
Aha! It didn't stab me. Improvement.
So I rolled a 15, but I don't have stats for a bunny. So
No, that's fine. I have them. Those are for me. Once again, just barely hits. So roll a d4 and add 1. I gave the bunny a 12 dexterity.
2 damage.
Nice! That does not kill a puppet.
Neat.
No, really?
That would have been funny, though.
Looks back all excited at Dovin.
How
Dovin
impressed
nods it off.
would Gale be if
The
this
puppet,
bunny...
the puppet that didn't seem phased by almost 40 damage doesn't die to 2? Damn.
All right. Yeah, the bunny is very proud of itself. It looks back at you with a big old smile, Dovin.
Like Gail
Can
would
I-
blade the shit out of herself with that.
Now, Gale, does a natural 20 hit you?
Yes.
These dice are supposed to be nicer to my players, and that's the first roll I've made against you guys with these ones.
No, you need at least a natural 21 to hit her.
How much damage does a crossbow do?
Depends
Well,
on the type
Is that
of
the one
crossbow.
behind it or in front of me? Because if
If
it's in
it-
front of me,
it-
it has disadvantage.
No, it's from somewhere hidden in somewhere.
It depends on the crossbow.
It's a light crossbow. It's a D10.
D8.
D8, yeah. That's 9 points of piercing damage. Make a
Where did
con.
it come from?
It came off from a building somewhere to the left and behind you,
All right. And a con save?
and a con save.
12. I rolled a 9.
That does not save. You were just shy, actually. That's 4 points of poison damage as well. This one can't do anything because it's making Dovin dance. The one you did it, the puppet you attacked, now tries to stab you with his little rapier-esque thing. I'm not even bullshitting. That's another natural 20.
So when you kill another one of my characters, I don't think I'm coming back. I think I'll just let these guys continuously miss sessions for each other.
For another 9 points of piercing damage. Another con save, please.
Stone's going to have to viciously knock some fools.
Well, that's a 2. So 5.
That's another 1 points of piercing or poison damage. The next one is going to take a swipe at Dovin as he passes by dancing. He gets advantage. That's a 19 on the first roll and a 10 plus modifier. I'm guessing the 19 plus something hurts you, right? Gets you, right, Dovin? Yeah. So you feel a sharp prick in the butt for 4 points of piercing damage. And you also need to make a con save.
Hello, can you hear me?
Save
Yeah.
is a 12.
Yes.
Okay.
What'd you get there, Dovin?
A 12.
Oh, no, you did not make it. You also take 1 point of poison damage. Brandon, well, Krevin, if you can, for me, please roll initiative.
Yeah, I can do that. Just 1 moment. I'm actually really sick.
It got really loud when Brandon got on.
Good.
Yeah. Is
Alright,
that
well-
all for the Wood Boys?
Well, that was someone from the shadows. That was 2 of the Wood Boys, and the last one. I'm trying to remember where you guys are at. I got too lazy because I've been playing with minis lately.
12.
12? Okay. All right. It's going to, as it sees Emmy has the mannequins ready in like a defensive position. Still, even though she's being twirled around, he's going to take a stab at one of those mannequins. He hits it.
Does he have a magic weapon?
He does not have, he does not have a magic weapon. Also, they did not take poison damage. So, with half damage, the mannequin is still alive. Surprisingly, actually. And now it's Stoney's turn.
All right, so I'm not going to use this other third level slot for anything else, so might as well use it for this. I'm going to do a third level Scorching Ray.
That means I gotta make some deck saves, yeah?
No,
No, I
it
don't do
means I
that.
get 4 attack rolls.
Oh. Well, you can see 3 of the things. You can try to make a perception check to see if you see where that crossbow bolt came from.
I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to focus all 4 on the one that's hitting the mannequin.
Okay.
Oh, one's a crit.
Oh, good.
One is 16.
That hits.
One is 19.
Also hits.
And one is 17.
Also hits.
Sweet. So
You're
that's 10d6 of fire damage.
You're gonna ruin this puppet's day.
Wizards, am I right?
Fuck that puppet.
10, 13, 23, 27, 33 fire damage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And is that magical in any way?
I'm casting a spell, so I'd assume so.
I was being a smartass. Yeah, so this puppet just is incinerated. It makes a silent scream on its knees as it slowly dies dramatically and falls to the ground.
Looks like they're weak to fire, Stoney.
Yeah, seems like it.
You say as you're holding a flamethrower.
And electing to not use it.
Hey, I am a melee weapon user.
All right, Krevin, it's your turn.
Oh, wait. Can I use my bonus action to inspire someone?
You can do that, Mr. Partner.
Probably inspired Dovin.
I'd like to point at Dovin and say, "You can do this! As soon as you get out of that!"
Dadabayo!
All right, what is that? Is that,
Guys,
is that a
I
D-
don't think I'll be able to play.
I'll do my.
All right, that's
Okay.
fine.
Oh god.
Just hang up the call, please.
Send.
Die in silence.
Hold on. I'm gonna have him send you the send someone the character sheet.
So yeah, Dovin, you now have Bardic Inspiration. It's a D6 you can use on a lot of things at some
Basically.
point in the next 10 in-game minutes.
Alright.
Okay.
Where is it at?
I just told him to send you his character sheet.
I misread the order those came in.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do Emmy's turn while we wait on that character sheet. She's going to keep 3 of the mannequins close to her, and 2 of them are going to attack the unattacked mannequin or puppet. With the 19 will hit. That one will not hit, surprisingly. Or a whole 2 points of damage. That's Emmy's turn. That went by really quickly.
Woo!
We will get to Krevin whenever his character sheet gets to one of us. Probably Mikhail, because I said send it to Mikhail. Until then, Gale.
Aha!
Haha!
Fine.
Miguel,
I will attempt to use the flamethrower and hope it doesn't blow up on me.
It seemed good enough.
Okay, so the puppet in front of you needs to make a dexterity saving throw. Makes it, so he's going to take half damage, which is going to add out to regular damage. Mikhail, roll 3d6 of fire damage, please.
5.
Also a percentile damage,
No.
or percentile roll.
12. And percentile?
Mm-hmm.
There's another D10. 4.
On your
Uh-huh.
on your percentile roll, you got
Yeah,
a 4? Okay. So it explodes.
In fairness, we did throw this together in like 15 minutes.
Yep. The
You guys are going to kill me again.
The bunny got a natural 1 on his dexterity saving throw. The bunny is currently on fire.
The bunny was fucked anyway.
His eye is melting. It's not looking good, Dovin. It's not looking good.
Don't worry, I can put out the fire with acid.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Then we've solved that problem by creating another one.
Weirdly, the eye that
Why
has
did you use your sword, Gale? Why didn't you use the flamethrower, Gale?
Gale, you need to make dexterity saving throw as it explodes.
I'm good at these. 22.
Okay, you take half damage of what you rolled for damage, so you take 6 points of damage.
Jesus, I'm the only thing that's been hit this fucking game.
That's not true. One of the mannequins was hit too.
All right, so
If we take the average over the last 8 sessions, I think I am disproportionately high.
all right, Stony, the person off in the shadow saw you use fire magic and does not like that as there's only one puppet left.
Cool.
Does a 8 hit you, Stony?
Nope.
So you just see an arrow sink into the cobblestones and scatter off into the distance near you relatively.
I look up in the direction it looks like it came from, and I do this. What are you doing?
This guy is still doing a thing to Dovin. So Dovin, you suddenly break away from your waltz.
Donovan will just kind of wail. Ugh.
And against your will, you're going to make an attack against Stony.
And Dovan's
Do it.
side. Second time he's had to hit one of his teammates.
Is it less than 17?
He's starting to get used to it.
You starting to get a taste for it? It's really weird.
No.
What is the roll, Dovin?
The roll is very high. Let's see.
Oh no.
Is there a 2 and a 0 on the die?
Close, 4 away.
23?
Yep.
That hit you, Stony?
Yeah.
Dovin, I'm going to need you to roll some damage there, buddy, on poor Stony.
And is that just one attack Dovan's doing, or is he going to do his other?
No, this guy can only make you do 1 attack.
Okay.
Yep. It's the remaining puppet's turn.
That's 8 for Stony total.
This one is expressionless, and it's also going to try to stab Stony because Stony has scary fire magic. I'm going to guess 17 exactly probably hits Stony.
Yep.
Yeah.
Weirdly, that's exactly my AC when I cast shield.
That's 10 points of piercing damage. I need you to make a con save, Stony.
Stony's a hardy wizard. Not right now, though. That's a total of 6.
I mean, I have a 16 gun. It didn't matter.
It's also
I also have a 16 con.
It's also a 1 point of poison damage, Stony.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, there goes half my hit points.
Stony, it's your turn.
Hey, you too?
All right.
I
So
might actually
first,
have to bounce. I can't do anything in this combat.
Oh, Dovin, I forgot. On your turn, the bunny gets to make an attack if you wish.
Is it even alive?
Oh, no. Never mind. It does not get to make an attack this round. Its limbs have been burnt off on Gale's turn.
also question: wouldn't Dovin get a chance to escape?
Oh, yeah. Dovin. We got to back up a little bit. Roll a strength check. See if you broke out and if you actually attacked Stony.
Okay. Oh god, I think that was worse than my first strength check.
Use the D6.
All right. So all that works.
Matter?
I mean, the DC is like 14.
We'll give
Maybe
it a
don't
shot.
use the D6.
You
My bar.
the D6, Dovin.
Yeah, Dovin doesn't break free. If I rolled that, I would have had to get another like 4 to get 14. So
All right.
Oh, yeah, a 50% chance.
All right. So, Stony, it's back to your turn then.
Okay. So, first things first. Can I see this mystery sniper person?
Roll perception.
Oh, I'm gonna guess that's a no.
Is it at least the 16?
No.
No.
Keep an eye over there. They have to reveal themselves to attack. As someone who played a rogue, I do know this.
Also, as a rogue, you should know that they can hide again.
Yeah, but you can watch while they attack.
I mean,
They'd have to go find another roof.
unless they're inside a building.
Dun, dun, dun.
You can still see the window it comes out of.
That's fair. That's fair.
There's a feat that lets you do ranged attacks without getting found. It's kind of irritating.
All right. Krevin still not sent his thing. So I'm going to say he's just crying in a corner somewhere.
Yeah, it sounds right, Krevin.
Yeah.
All right.
The mannequin's faces remind him of his mask.
So, I mean, two mannequins are going to attack while 2 are still protecting her.
I didn't get my turn.
Oh, Stony, it's way back to your turn.
All I did was
sorry.
perception check.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
I'm gonna viciously mock one of the wood boys.
There's only one wood boy left.
I'm gonna mock him super hard, and I'm gonna say,
What do you?
I'm going to tell him, your wood is so soft and dirty that pine looks down on you.
You got a 16.
Yep.
Does he save?
Yep.
Is that half damage or is it?
It's no damage.
Oh,
It's a cantrip.
this is the one that just had like a blank face, so it's just looking at you. You think? Okay, now Emmy. Yep, she has a 3. She's gonna send an extra one actually to attack and just keep the 2 to keep her safe. To attack. That'll hit. That is a natural 1. That'll hit. 4, 3, and 1. So another 2 points of bludgeoning damage, non-magical. Actually, no, they're magical. I'm dumb.
Oh.
They are magical. I'm dumb. Gale, it's your turn suddenly and quickly.
Alrighty. Well, Gale is not exactly a Swiss Army knife.
Well,
so she'll just redraw her rapier, and as ineffective as it will be, stab at it again. She literally doesn't have any other options beyond running away, and that's not something in her book.
Devils didn't teach her about running away?
No. Surprisingly, the organization that taught her to hunt people down across plains didn't teach her to run away.
That seems like a slight oversight.
17 and high math, 20 something.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Ignore me.
Well,
Gail seems to be fine
level.
handling herself.
What's that?
I said ignore me.
Normal
Gail seems to be fine.
damage, for the first one is 10. Normal damage for the second one is 12. And then
Hold on. Let me add those together.
22.
10 and what? 12? 22?
Yeah.
That's
And then
11.
radiant damage 8 and oh, not bad. 12.
12 total or 8 and 12?
8 and 12.
Oh, good. It's still up, but just barely.
Is this the one I hit with the fire?
No, that one died a long time ago.
Okay, I was like, Jesus Christ, this thing has a lot of fucking health. It's got like triple mine.
By the way, notice Emmy's been commanding her mannequins while still trapped.
I mean, you don't need your fingers to dance.
Nope. Delvin, your bunny friend has exploded with Gale.
Damn. Do I still have to try to break free?
Yeah, you still have to try to break free.
Open. I will be using that D6 though.
Okay.
Is 17.
That breaks free, Delvin.
Yes.
Yay.
Dovin will just go to the nearest thing he can kill.
You immediately run up to the puppet. You roll to hit.
Am I flanking at all?
Technically, yes. With mannequins and Gale. Gale, you would have got advantage. My bad.
Oh, well. I
You hit it.
She still
Yeah.
hit both.
Yeah.
So the first one was a 17, and the second one was a nat 20.
All right, so describe the death of this mannequin for me, Delvin.
Because you have a magic weapon.
So
It also has 1 hit point.
it looks like someone training for a sword with the sword on a big log. Like Dovin is just going to go at it with his great axe and chop this thing to splinters.
As you do that, Emmy drops out of the air, just flat on the ground. One of the mannequins catches her, not flat on the ground.
She falls flat on the ground as a mannequin catches her. Got a lot
Yeah.
of good that did her.
Yeah. You know what? I misspoke. Again, I'm very sleep deprived.
Also, Dovin will also pick up the bunny and put it in his backpack.
What money?
It just melted a little bit, right? You said his arms and limbs.
So as you pick it up, that black eye that had the weird sigil on it pops out and floats over to a little teddy bear, sits in there, or goes into it, moves around. The teddy bear stands up, moves around. The teddy bear drops back down, pops out. It finds another bunny, but this one's in pink. Gets up, it begins walking back to you, Dovin.
A tiny tear. Be with me forever, bunny. Dovin will just pick him up and put him on his shoulder and give him a new knife.
He brings out the knife he already picked up on the walk over somehow.
Yeah, while that's happening, Gale casts Levitate on herself and leaps towards the building that the arrows have been coming towards from her.
Okay. As you do that, Gale, roll a perception check.
Actually, 14.
Oh, hey, decent one.
I rolled a whole 15.
Ooh. So,
Oh, we got Krevin now.
oh, good. Combat's over. Good job, Brandon.
Just in time.
Just like Krevin, show up at the last second to do nothing. So, you see one more small puppet. This one's dressed up in a little tuxedo as you're flying through the air. And it's walking towards your friends with some kind of paper in its hands.
Cool. I am going to drop on it and stab it.
Roll to hit it.
That is a 10 on the die, so 18 and a 2, so that one will probably miss.
What was the first one?
18.
Yeah, that hits way hard. And it only has 1 hit point because this is not something special. So it just immediately
Cool.
dies.
My minimum does it then. And I rolled my minimum. Good job, D8.
So yeah, it's just holding a piece of paper.
And then I'll pick up the piece of paper and sheathe the sword. Take a deep breath.
It is a letter.
And then walk back to the others. After calming down for a second.
So, Gail, give me one more perception check.
Combat Gale is not a
as you
good
walk
for conversation.
as you walk back with this letter.
4.
Never mind then. That's unfortunate because there's a huge thing right now.
And you shouldn't have had Gale look for it.
Gail's the one that got the letter. I can't help it. It was already heading towards you. Okay, so you get back to the friends.
Did
You all-
Tuxedo Woodboy have a crossbow or something?
Nope,
Oh.
just the letter. And this was a smaller. It was about the size of the bunny. It was only like a foot tall.
So Sutton wanted to talk to us.
Oh.
I thought it might be the thing that shot me, so I killed it.
Did it have a weapon to shoot you with?
No, but it was a puppet.
Yeah, that's fair. What's the letter say? Oh, wait. Emmy's still in, like... No, she isn't.
No, she isn't. She's fine.
Yeah, so what does the letter say?
So you open it up.
Is it an
It says-
undercommon?
It is not an undercommon. It is in common. And it's in a fairly familiar handwriting, Gale.
Ah,
But it says, if you're reading this, you have survived the testing round. This should be fun. The puppet master should leave you alone for a while. See you soon. All the best, Harden Moore.
ah.
P.S. She misses you.
You
Does
see,
anyone know who wrote this?
like as you like try to pull it away, Gail's gripping the side she was holding so tight that it just tears.
Okay, so you
She-
want to
she's
hold on to
shaking
that.
a little bit, kind of staring at it.
Do you know the person that sent it?
Oh, I have to kill someone.
Oh. I mean, that sounds like business as usual for us, honestly. Emmy, I know how that sounded. It's not at all what you're thinking.
Composure, actually.
It sounds like you're a killer for hire.
Ooh,
Not
composure.
for hire.
Yeah, actually, Gail loses her composure completely, so she doesn't say it exactly like that. She says, I guess I have someone to kill then.
I like killing. Dylan's kind of laughs. That's his bunny.
The bunny is now holding both its knives in the air, making a soundless scream.
Is that somebody, the person that's making all this happen?
Related.
Could I ask them at least 3 questions before you do the killing?
No promises.
Okay.
Let's just say you're not the only one looking for someone now.
Oh, okay. You know, with any luck, they'll be together.
Gail blanches a little bit of that, actually. I don't think that'd be a good thing.
Yeah, he's not been a great
I
state
might-
of mind.
Yeah, I might need to do some explaining. Do you know what sigil is?
Emmy's
Do I
eyes,
know what sigil is?
Emmy's eyes get real big. Do you know what sigil is? It's your character. If you don't know if you would know it, you can roll like a history check if you would like.
Could it be Arcana too? They're the same.
Probably. It is the center of the
I mean, I guess technically, yeah, it could be.
Okay. No, I don't. I rolled an one on that.
Emmy's eyes are real big.
All right. Well,
It's probably very important.
Sigil is a city at the top of an endless spire in the
It's
center.
endless. How's there a top?
Your magic. Tell me.
Emmy says it looks like a donut.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in Sigil that don't make much sense. The Outlands in general, actually. Anyway, I was part of a faction there whose job it was to hunt others who escaped prison or their judgment. And this is another one of me.
Emmy just whispers, "Mercy killer."
Another one of you? Like a second version of you, or another person who was?
They're one of the people who trained me.
Did you have to check your backstory there, Mikhail?
No, I was rolling to see how good the deception was going to be before I said something.
Why are all of the mentors going evil all of a sudden? What the hell?
Because it's not fully a lie, but I am omitting some things.
Mm-hmm. Emmy's gonna say, "That sounds awful," but more to the point, are they still attacking us? Because this has kind of been embarrassingly hell.
It says have
I think
fun.
they're done with this for the moment.
It says have fun. They're leaving us alone for a bit, and we survived the test round. So I'm gonna guess at some point in the future, more things are gonna happen.
Tony, I need you to be honest with me. Is there a way you could track? I know there's ways to track people with magic. Could you do it with this letter?
Possibly.
Gail has regained her composure.
It's a strong maybe.
Just kind of fold it up and keep it then. At least my half of it. Dota. Oh, there you are, buddy.
So I'd like to ritual cast detect magic to see like which directions are enchantment and conjuration in.
How long does it take for ritual casting?
It is
10 minutes?
10 more minutes than the spell.
That's just
normally
an action
detect.
test. It's 10 minutes, 6 seconds.
So 10 minutes later, the spell goes through. You find that the bunny, I don't remember if the bunny lights up as conjuration or enchantment. It'd be enchantment. Because the eye is enchanted. But technically, the eye is shit. I might have to edit that later. I have to read the classes, Schools of Magic again.
Enchantment is like manipulation of emotions and minds and such.
And it would be a form of conjuration, I believe. On the bunny. Other than that, you're not really getting any magical anything around here, except for like magic weapons hanging in the forge. They wouldn't be hanging in the forge. The puppets, the animals, the toys have used it to kill people.
Though to also to kind of make her point, like drive her point home, the kind of group they were, though, Gail will roll up her sleeve, and on her left arm, there's just a large brand that is the shape of a circular winged, like snake type dragon. Like it's got like a snaky tail and then 2 wings that like circle around it, in kind of a almost republic looking sigil looking way.
Emmy's gonna look at you for a long moment.
So, slight question. Were the weapons that the Wood Boys were using magic?
No.
No, not theirs.
Okay.
But they were definitely applying poison somehow.
I actually jokingly asked him about that during the combat. because they also had skinny blades, and I was like, haha, duel, and then I do half damage on the normal things. I'm like, well, and then they attack her mannequins. I'm like, well, do they have magic weapons? So yeah,
I'd like to try and take one of these wood boys apart.
Okay. So you take it, you put it up on a table or something like that. You stand on a stool because you're stony. You tear off the clothes, you pick it apart. Roll an intelligence check.
Would you allow me to use Tinker's tools?
Yeah, I was going to say go ahead and use Tinker's tools because you are skilled at this.
All right, that's going to be a 23.
All right.
Roll by
So you can
Stony.
see you can't find any strings to this puppet, which is odd. You have the vague sense it was in some way the item itself was enchanted, is what I'm trying to get at here. Some kind of magic was doing that, similar to what Emmy does with her rings and the mannequins. Which is odd because Emmy said she was working on it, if you recall.
Emmy, I don't think your idea is as original as you thought.
Also, you might not stop getting fucked with if that's
I shouldn't have said that out loud, but Stony would have noticed. But she just gets real quiet and kind of disappears somewhere for a bit while you're doing this, and then pops back when you actually are into it. But you get it. It's got tons of little joints. Like its fingers are very real, like not realistic looking, but have all the bends and moves. It doesn't have a jaw. Its head's just a big block of wood. When you break open the arms to look at how the poison was applied, essentially this is a long hypodermic needle of some kind of some brightly colored metal. It's silvery still. But it ends in a large glass tube with some kind of rubber stopper in between it. And in the glass tube, you can see there's a little bit of that silvery fluid left. This seems to be how it was applying poison.
So, a few things. Emmy's idea doesn't seem as original as it originally did, because these things seem to be working on a similar concept. 2, they had the poison built into them. 3, I would take the poison out as carefully as I could. There seems to be some left still.
Keep it then. I'm going to use 15 points of my lay on hands on myself.
Probably best.
Save some for later, though.
Stoney's going to put the poison in his pocket, and then he's going to pull out his cittern. He's going to strum a little bit so that it sounds like a heartbeat, and he's going to do cure wounds upon Gale.
Aw. So nice of Stony.
Yeah, I get a free one once per day. Might as well. All right, it's not going to be a lot. It's going to be 2.
So, after giving myself 15, I just get that very small boost, just like a Stony. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you seem to take a bit more hit than I did.
I do
think
hit
you
you.
needed that.
It went very poorly when I pulled the trigger.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Like it exploded.
Yeah, I saw.
Emmy's already working on how to fix the flamethrower.
So that it doesn't explode on the first trigger pull.
That was crazy. There was a 50-50 shot on that low, it was going to explode. But yeah, Emmy will once again. Do you think it's safe for people to come out, or are they going to attack the city again?
They are almost definitely going to attack again.
Well, more specifically, they're going to attack us. And I think, since you definitely bear some similarities, they're going to attack you.
Well, that's really unfortunate. I'm really getting behind on my work.
What work?
All my work.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone in the city is getting behind on work. I don't think anybody's going to blame you for this.
We might need a sabbatical.
A what?
A sabbatical?
I don't understand what you're saying right now.
Okay, never mind.
So, Emmy, you were here when the things all started pouring out of everywhere. Where was the part of everywhere that they seemed to come from first?
Oh, I have Moonbeam.
Well, the toy stars.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, really, first in my own house is where it first came from.
That seems accurate.
And then the toys started ambushing people, and then people started dying pretty quickly.
Do you know where Olga is?
Oh, I
hope that's
think that Olga is her name. I think she left for Waterdeep.
Oh, she's still alive. Good for you, Dovin. Your wife's alive.
Stony gives a little sigh of relief.
We go there next. And then Dovin walks away.
Dovin, where are you going?
Oh. We have some stuff to find here. And Waterdeep is really far away.
Tobin, just fuck this whole quest.
Like, I had to take a boat from Waterdeep to an island, to another island, and then I found you guys there, and I took another boat with you guys to get here. It's not close.
Do you know where the kid went? Like the doll?
North, I thought. I can't remember. A direction.
Wait, you seen the kid again? Well, the doll?
Yeah, we saw it up there, and then it ran away.
I don't know.
Well, it's a good spot as any to see where the source of this is. We should probably, scrounge about for what we can find here first.
That sounds like your expertise.
I'm very good at making things.
Well, it's like finding things in a town that you've been to, and I haven't. Really, why do I have to explain this?
It's been a long week for Uncle Stony. His girlfriend died.
Friend.
That's true.
That's what I said, girlfriend.
My condolences, Stony. I forgot.
A friend who happened to be female. She wasn't my girlfriend.
Right, his female colleague.
There you go.
Took a permanent sabbatical.
So sabbatical means die. I don't want to do that.
It's a break. It's vacation.
Yeah, we don't get those. Actually, most people get those, but Tarks don't take vacations.
Yeah, I used to not get vacations either, and now I've just been on one really long one.
Must be nice.
I mean, help me out searching
if
all.
I go back home, I might get stabbed to death. So,
Huh? It's funny. Me too.
and then imprisoned,
Nope. I'll just be stabbed to death.
and then I'll probably be. Well, my crime was. Yeah, I'll probably be sent to do hard labor in the hells for 10 years, but that'll be okay.
Uncle Stony, you're not thinking about dating this one, are you?
I wasn't thinking about dating anyone.
I got Mikhail.
Poor Stone.
Let's just hurry up and find things that we can use here.
Okay. So what specifically are you looking for? Just anything?
I will aid him because I don't know what we're looking for. I'll just be like, "Hey, what are we looking for?"
You're just holding up like forged tongs. Is this what you need?
Yeah, yeah.
Anything and everything that could help us fighting stuffed animals.
But I just have this, and I pull out my rapier.
So like
Which is why we're looking for more things.
poorly trained dogs, really good at tearing up stuffed animals.
Are there dogs in here?
I got a little bit more magic in me, but
You have not seen any dogs in Kildare.
Like
I
even on our
used
first
a
visit?
lot of it. Like,
I missed what Stoney said.
solid 66% of my magic is just wiped.
So we didn't see any dogs on our first visit either?
No, Gildern doesn't seem to host a lot of animals,
Oh, okay.
which
They
is
might
kind of
get
depressing.
Ears.
The main thing we're going to be looking for is like weapons, armor,
There's a lot of
things.
like copy paste weapons. Same
Yeah,
sword,
I
same
say
spear.
that. I just kind of tap my sword, tap my armor. I don't understand.
Well, cutting them is going to be a lot more effective than stabbing them.
Do you think?
They are made of cloth.
As it says that you do see a big ass battle axe on the wall.
I'm not very good with those, though.
Does Dovin see it on the wall? Because Dovin would look at that.
Dovin does see it on the wall.
He would take a glance at that.
Dovin has a great sword that's magical.
And this is just a battle axe.
Oh, then Dovin just throws it away then.
Just throw it on the ground. Don't even hang it back up. You just throw it on the ground.
Well, to a point.
I mean, it's like really sharp.
Like, I can use it, but I'm not very effective with it.
Okay. So you gather rudimentary supplies. There's nothing in particular that you see that would be helpful in fighting the toys that you've seen so far.
Honestly, I think our best bet is to just like reach into my bag and pull out a torch.
Probably.
Just smack him in the face like a ring wraith.
All right.
The hobbit's already dead.
So where are you planning on going to next after you gather up these loose supplies?
I think go back in the direction that the girl ran before.
Okay. So you head off in that direction. You pass Emmy's house. You pass the street where all the stuffed animals were. Gale, it gives you the slight chills as you remember all the stuffed animals pouring out.
I didn't like that.
All the glass that was in the road seems to be picked up.
I don't like
We're trying to use
that.
it for shanks.
You have passed like piles of stuffed animals and puppets, and porcelain dolls seem to have fallen over and broken their heads open when they fell onto the cobblestone. All sorts of different toys seem to be just lying lifeless all over the city. Roll investigation to try to find the girl. See how lucky you get.
Okie dokie. That is 21.
21. So
Gale's like almost dragging the battle axe behind her. This thing's really heavy.
the bunny is on the ground trying to help you, but it does nothing because
That's the only reason it's not making noise, because he's like under it, like
being slid.
rolling.
He's really just like, I don't know if you guys have ever been inner tubing behind a boat,
Yes.
but when it flips upside down and you don't let it go, that's kind of what the bunny's doing right now on the cobblestone.
You know, usually when it flips upside down and my body's getting rubbed against the water, that's when I do let go.
I don't, because I try to flip it back over. I've been successful twice.
Yeah, my dad's the kind of guy who once tried to jump our boat, and then we didn't have a boat anymore. I think I would have died if I held on.
All right, so moving on. You managed to find the doll of the girl. She's laying as if she was be in a coffin, arms crossed on her chest. But
Should we stab her just to be safe?
just in the middle of the cobblestones, and she also has a piece of paper in her hands. Eyes are closed, motionless.
I've been having detect magic going on this whole time.
Mhm.
Is the girl magic?
You have not been finding any magic. You did find those wedding rings that you passed by the first time, if you recall.
I honestly wanted them, but I don't want to have to cut her finger off.
So yeah, you find her. She's not magic. Nothing around here seems to be magic,
I'm just gonna
except for the bunny.
Okay. I'd like to do a perception check to see if anything's watching us. Like, just look around.
Go for it.
9.
9. You do not see anything.
Just to make sure.
Okay. You can also roll then.
Just with my dagger, I pull the bunny. Natural 20.
On a perception check?
No, on stabbing the doll.
Oh, I thought you were backing up Connor on his perception check. So yeah.
No, I'm not helpful like that.
Oh, you also get advantage because it is prone and not moving. I'm just saying.
I might be able to roll higher, but I need a different dice.
I do have a D30
I'll
somewhere.
roll a D100. Fuck it.
Watch you get less than 20.
That would have been really sad. I did before. I rolled the fucking 4 last time. I was just like, how did I roll less than an 8?
I know you exploded.
I was just really curious as to how I managed to roll less than I managed to roll on a D20.
So, yeah, you stab it, like right in the side. It just sawdust begins spilling out of the hole across the ground. It makes a little pile and it stops spilling.
I think it's dead.
Good job. You killed the dead doll.
Fuck yeah.
Good job, Gail.
I'll write it on my kill list. Just to pull out a dagger, just drag a whole line down my arm for it. No, that'd be terrifying.
Stoney's going to carefully pull the letter or piece of paper out from the doll's hands.
You ever been at a funeral and you felt like the body was going to jump out at you? Like it was all a practical joke against you? A horrible, horrible practical joke? That's what you feel like the whole time you're trying to pull this letter out. But it doesn't move. Just like at a funeral. Because if it moves, that's I'd cry.
Kale's just standing over it, ready to stab again.
It does not move. You pull the thing out. It's just one small card that says, "Thanks for playing." And it says PM. Signed PM.
I don't like this guy.
Was that the... Oh.
And it's not just about the company he keeps.
I think this stands for Puppet Master. Did I just bust that thing wide open, Zach?
I mean, I've said Puppet Master like 9 times.
You have, yes.
It's okay.
They both say that, Stoney.
Yep. The other letter just seemed to be a little more personal.
And in a different handwriting, maybe.
Yeah, it's actually in a different handwriting, yeah. This one is much more blocky and less elaborate.
Gail, would you happen to
My Harridan.
know exactly what kind of place that these two would prefer?
I know nothing about the Puppet Master. Harridan's probably somewhere nice.
Hey, Emmy, where's the nice place in the city?
Well, it's mostly a working city.
But
We don't
he
have
also doesn't have to be here. Like,
we don't have like anyone
he
fancy.
could have just come through a port. Like, he could have just had a key.
He is a mercy killer. He can kind of just show up wherever.
All right, so Sigil once again back there, I realize I have more to explain to you. Sorry, Stony. Is a city of
Emmy's got a notebook out.
This is like Gail's literally just saying something that she's heard like people who give tours throughout the city say 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Like she was walking around town.
The tourist guide.
They just got a couple like two devas, a fiend, and a halfling behind them.
This is probably an odd job for Gail at some point.
Just for a couple of extra bucks.
A couple extra bucks and what was it? Chili?
Chili and some cornbread, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She accidentally says, and here we have, gesturing at something that doesn't exist.
But,
wait.
You know how I was looking for a door earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was vainly hoping that we could just walk through it to Sigil and not deal with this crazy stuffed animals. Because you can get to Sigil from anywhere if you have the right key.
I have an idea.
Like you could pop out a door from the Nine Hells, walk down the street, and if you had the right key, walk through another door, and boom, Mount Olympia.
I have an idea. This all started when that meteor crashed up there.
What meteor?
Stony just points at the hole in the mountain.
You do see that a mountain is partially blown up.
It didn't always look that way.
No,
It does kind of like it could have always been that way.
it's been that way for like a month.
It's been a week.
Sorry. I've had a rough time.
At most, it's been a week and a half, 2 weeks. Yeah, it's been a rough couple days here too, Uncle Stony.
So
do we just go north?
I say we check that out before we go anywhere.
What?
All right.
Are you checking out? I missed something.
Checking out the meteor crash site.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. That is on the way
Isn't
north.
that anyway?
Yep, that's-
Yeah. It's with
It's a few hours travel north, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. If Stella is okay with it, Stony would like to do the floating disc sled.
I mean, I have to look at my pack and see if I have my red coat. No, I had to get rid of the red coat. That's right. It gave me away. The wrong color of red, anyway.
By the way, is Stella, your stag, still around?
Oh,
Did you ever send her away?
no.
So she's been around this whole time.
Yep, just sitting in the background like, I don't know what to do.
Okay, I can't attack anything unless you tell me to.
Honestly, she's probably just walking back to us from where I would have left her when we went sprinting after the child, and I just ran on top of buildings and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was like, I can't. Well, he technically, I can't follow that. Plot, tut, 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 tut.
So yeah, if Stella doesn't mind, then it's time for disc sled.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is Dovin in agreement?
Dovin.
Dovin,
You're muted.
you are being summoned to do the speaking part of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh God, Olga's here. Oh God. Oh.
Olga, stop doing that to Dovin.
She's asking what the hell happened with that lady orc she heard Dovin was with.
Yeah, what'd you do with Nyla, Dovin?
I have no idea what happened to her.
Is Dovin in agreement that we check out where the meteor crashed before heading north?
So sorry, grabbing a charger. What did I miss?
I mean, Dovin just wanted to go to Waterdeep.
You did just want to go to Waterdeep. This is
That is south.
Which has been explained to be very... Honestly, is it west at this point?
It'd be
almost
south and to the west.
The world.
It'd be south and to the west. It's at a weird angle away. Yeah.
So we got curvature to work with on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good trip.
It would have been nice to have that flying boat. And we could have gone.
Yeah, but we kind of had more pressing matters.
I know. Well, it's debatable now, but
there's a lot of shit going down here.
A lot of things thrown at you at once. It's almost like the DM can't decide which storyline he wants to go with at the moment. So let's just do them all. Screw it.
Somehow they'll all converge together.
So yeah, off to the mountain. Krevin just saw the whole way.
He's like doing that sleep sniffling thing.
Actually, we'll have Krevin roll for sadness.
He's at like 20 levels of sadness.
He's very sad.
He's at like 20 levels of sadness. This should be like Documancy, but with sadness. So yeah, Krevin is doing that. You know how when kids get in trouble and they're sent to their room and you find them like 20 minutes later, half asleep, crying? Do that. Do that. Hey, that's what Krevin's doing. As the porcelain dolls and the puppets really scared him.
He reached to a deep part of his inner being.
It triggered a terrifying memory of Krevin's backstory that we haven't got to yet.
Oh, so his god is just complete shit.
We've established this.
Or porcelain, like, what do you usually design porcelain dolls to look like if not angels?
Yeah. People usually, actually, yeah. I don't know. I just crush them all. I hate porcelain dolls. Anyway, so yeah, you guys. So you're just gonna take off?
Do we have any other things to take care of here? Other than I have to come back and get that story.
I mean, it's just like I mean,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, it's like there's like a whole city underground waiting to come out. I'm just saying.
I mean, you could go tell them. I don't live here.
I'm gonna go do that.
You do that and keep working on your mannequins.
Yeah, I don't think the mannequins are very sturdy. I need to.
The wood boys.
I think I'm gonna take a couple of those puppets and learn how to use those because those seem much more interesting than what I have.
How about you learn how to
the one puppet left that's not burned?
Yeah, that one.
The one that was dissected.
Crap. I'll put it back together.
We were not kind to those puppets.
Learn how to make it and then put it back together.
You know, I might take a little more time than someone's flamethrower.
At least twice as long.
In fairness, we only had 15 minutes before things started to show up.
That's true. We could have done
fairness,
but Uncle Stoney, we are tarts. We could have done better.
Exploded and lit me on fire.
We could have done better, but this is also a very high-stress situation.
We still could have done better. I mean, we have to live up to the Tark name. I mean, Grandpa is kind of super famous.
Is he?
Yeah.
He really is. He's kind of like the most famous inventor in all of Inkstead. It's this whole thing.
Oh, good for him.
Wait until you see the elevators up in High Peak.
Inkstead?
That's the continent we're standing on.
Oh. I didn't know that.
Uncle Stoney, she's not very aware of her surroundings, is she?
She's good when she needs to be.
I think this is the first airhead you've brought around.
Really? She's an airhead, but Dovin isn't.
I mean, she's an air ganassi. She's a literal airhead.
Hair's flowing. There's no.
In all honesty, we don't know if there's wind. It could just be a wind that's blowing at your height. Me and Emmy are short.
It's really windy up there, Uncle Stony. I'm glad we're shorter. It looks cold. We laugh, but that's my real life. Anyway,
You're not 3'3".
You don't know. The camera adds 4 feet. So yeah, you guys can. She goes off and she lets people out. People begin cautiously flowing. They start a big bonfire and begin burning all the toys in town.
Cool.
Dovin his bunny with his life.
The bunny like climbs inside your shirt and hides, Dovin.
No.
Like it's not playing that game.
I'll keep you safe.
It's like
a bunch.
What's that? No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not stabbing him a bunch.
Just with a pencil.
No, it's very much trying to keep its hiding place to this horror of its brethren being burned.
Alrighty. To the north.
So you guys,
some people you need to say hi to here, Stony.
I don't think I do. I think Emmy was the only one.
Oh, and what's her bucket? Miss Stein's already left, so yeah, it makes sense. Let's go find Miss Stein.
yeah.
Let's
Emmy
go
says
here first.
Suna has walked up, and Emmy and Suna in unison say, "Yeah, Ms. Stein."
Yeah, not married. Whatever. So he just isn't getting it.
Hey, Tony, you know my father's a jeweler.
I didn't know that. That's very interesting information. Congratulations. I'm sure he's very wealthy.
So, Emmy will say real quick before you leave, Gail. Hey, Gail, you want to hear about this Ms. Stein real quick?
Might as well.
All right. So here's the deal.
Legitimately going to be sending you a letter, though. I'm getting that story.
Okay. She says,
I Gilder Ingstead. I know where I am now.
Okay. Good. She says,
it only took a week.
She says, so here's the deal with Ms. Stein. She's actually was a fan of my Uncle Stony's. She's not that much younger than him, but she's based a lot of her magic on some of his theories that he's published. And they met, and I think it was the first time I've ever seen Uncle Stony not be able to talk. He might have been busy at the time, but I don't think he was. It was this whole big thing. Also, the guild master likes to gossip, so he sent me a bunch of letters about what was going on while she was there. So, I think there's something, but Uncle Stony is kind of oblivious to all things female. Help him out.
Wow, that sounds exactly like me.
I think that's kind of all of us at the moment. Jared is the only exception at the moment.
What am I the exemption for?
Don't worry about it. Go back and watch the video.
I will.
The only one not oblivious to female things, because he has had, count them, 2 encounters of the intimate kind.
That we know of.
At least.
Yep. So, you guys begin your trek north. You've traveled this way before, Stony. Dovin's traveled this way.
We'd like to stop by the meteor first.
And we don't really have to worry about rough terrain that much.
No, it still takes a couple hours. I mean, you're going up the mountain, and it's a bit of a trek. So yeah, when you get closer and closer to the meteor, which Gale has not seen yet, Gale, you see there used to be some kind of church here. You recognize the iconography.
I'll roll and see if I know who it was. I got a 1.
So you ain't got a clue, which is good because I momentarily forgot who this temple was to.
It's one of the reasons I was rolling, because I felt like I knew when I was milling. Like, I think I rolled high when I was milling for some stupid reason, and that was it.
But when you get here, it's still warm, residually warm from when the meteor hit.
That's gross.
Um,
How long has it been? A week?
Oh,
yeah,
things get hot when they fall from the sky.
yeah. An impact with the mountain that
Dude,
explodes a mountain.
I grab a rock and just kind of huck it up in the air as far as I can and wait for it to land so I can pick it up and fill it.
Make a dexterity saving throw real quick.
16.
All right. So it falls just behind your head.
Oh, I don't know which one it is. I start picking up all the rocks. They're all kind of cold, Stony. I don't know if you got this right.
They're actually yeah, the ones on the surface would be cold. But yeah, you do notice, Stony, that where the meteor was, the entire rock that was the meteor is already gone. So now there's just a crater, and where the crater is, there's a bunch of these little holes bored into the rock and dirt.
Yep.
Are they worm-sized holes?
They're roughly like 3 inches in diameter.
So is it alien worm-sized holes? The things that were inside of...
You would be able to recall, because you've seen the size of holes that they make from before, that yes, they are roughly about the same size. Some vary very slightly. So yeah, there's a few dozen of those going on.
That's not good.
Other than that, this spot seems to be completely devoid of humanoid life.
Stony would hop off the disc, and he'd go to look at the church.
All right, Stella just keeps going with the disc.
Come back. I thought that the church
I'm
was
checking the thing. I'll be right
selling outside.
What'd you say, Connor?
Stony would just tell him, I'm checking a thing. I'll be right back. It'll be quick.
All right, what are you checking?
I'm looking to see if this church has any seemingly locked rooms that were, or sacred symbols that were wrecked by the meteor that seem to serve a specific purpose.
So you're checking. I heard about half of that. I'm sorry. You're checking
Or like locked rooms that the meteor might have made open air, as well as broken symbols that would be seeming to serve a
All right,
specific
so
purpose.
the building itself is like completely destroyed. There's no semblance of rooms or anything like that. But from the general outlying structure of how this building, from where you can tell the border of the walls were, the outside walls, it seems like this was mostly just like one open floor in here, kind of like a church would be.
All right. Whoever's sitting on the disc is going to get dropped into rocks and snow as Stony does a detect magic to try and find if there were any like holy magical seals here.
There's no snow because it's still warm. But you're checking for magical seals?
Yeah.
So what are you using here? Detect magic?
Yes.
Okay. So you take your time, you cast it, and there doesn't seem to be any magic of any kind here either.
So,
All right.
find what you're looking for?
No, but I'm glad I checked anyway.
I don't like this place.
Yeah, I don't either.
It feels off.
That's what I was thinking. But I can't seem to detect anything with the gauntlet, so no magic is here at least.
Okay, so you guys continue on the pass. It takes you into some kind of scenic spots where you can see into the valley in between the two mountains, or the more appropriately, it'd be a gorge, not a valley, because it's just like a sheer drop down to where the water is, like a river or whatever. And you come down the other side. Again, it takes still another few hours to travel on this side. You come up to a small. Now, Stony, you know that there's a small farm town on the other side of it, because everyone knows the checkpoints through the mountainous areas, just for safety reasons. But what is normally a small, quiet little farm town seems to be super busy. There is way more people than there should be here. A town of a population of roughly 500. You're gonna guess that there's easily double, maybe triple that amount here right now. And all sorts of the best way you can describe them is the brainy types, former colleagues of sorts. You can see here, mostly archaeologists and anthropologists abound.
I'd like to cast Mage Hand and tap one on the shoulder with the popped off gauntlet. Just be like, hey, why is everybody here?
So the man that turns around is wearing tiny gold rimmed spectacles with tinted glass for the glass part of the glasses. Turns around, he has this really long nose, small mouth, straight line smile, or well, lips, flat lips, I should say. Looks around, looks down. Oh, my. If it isn't the legendary Stony Tark.
I'm legendary?
That's what I hear.
Sweet.
Wait, you're legendary?
Apparently.
Well,
Weird.
not necessarily amongst this crowd, but in the larger scientists that are the scientists at large, he's pretty well known. Well, as known as you can be for disappearing with a adventuring guild.
But I'm back.
Yes, that's very interesting. What brings you here? This is a major archaeological find. Why would you be here?
There's a major archaeological find?
Yes, some small kids, they were playing over by the mountains, and one of them fell through a rather large hole. There's this whole rescue operation that went on. Anyway, they discovered a huge city down there.
Oh, no.
I'm pretty sure it's a Delmer city. It's wonderful. And Stoney, you would know at that name. Delmers are an ancient race of dwarves that lived in Ingstead before anybody else. They had super advanced technology that you still can't replicate to this point.
What the fuck is a Delmer?
Well,
Definitely not.
they're underground people that had super advanced technology that we just can't make more of.
Sounds like someone should tell them Skyrim's for the Nords.
I'd suggest not going underground for a while.
Well, that's going to be hard to do. You see, there's probably 20, 30 teams already down there exploring.
You might want to hire someone like a priest or something then, because people are going to start getting possessed by the scary worm thing.
Oh, one of our former colleagues, Miss, what was her name?
Was it time?
It was Miss Stein. She's already down there. Her and those weird, what are they? Zombies, flesh golems. They're the odd dead corpse things that she always has with her down there with her.
That figures.
I look at Stoney with like a genuinely mildly sorrowful like look. I'm sorry for your loss. My dad would have given you a good deal on the ring too.
I don't know what you're talking about, but thanks.
Did she finally make the move? Is that what I'm hearing? I
What?
just love a bit of gossip.
I've been gone in another dimension for literal months.
Oh,
And as far as I know, she wasn't there with me.
that's rather boring.
That's funny because I used to be from a different one and I've been here for months.
She was very, very sad to see you went missing, to hear. In fact, I think she gave up her prospects of joining the guild when you disappeared.
Well, that was dumb of her.
Something about there wasn't even a point.
Well, we should probably tell her I'm back so that she can actually apply to the guild again.
So it's 9 o'clock, and that's where we're gonna call it, guys.
We need to get Stony a crab familiar when we find her.
All right. So that was fun. Hopefully, we'll see you guys next week.
I had to cut the bottle to get a drink.
That happened too. Also, don't forget to check out Connor's channel, Versatile Diecaster, and of course, the Absolute Tabletop Official RPG group on Facebook. I think I said Facebook twice in that sentence, but it's all good. I don't care. I don't even care anymore. Also, all the social medias. I'm on Twitter and Instagram, though I do nothing on Instagram or Twitter, really. I like tweets. So, until next time, goodbye.